Hey Brick fans, this is Dave from Brick 101, and today I'm going to show you how to build some Nintendo minifigures, including Fox McCloud from Star Fox, Ness from Earthbound, and Zero Suit Samus from Metroid. So a couple weeks ago we posted this Brickverse episode where Fox McCloud is trying to get a Super Nintendo Classic, and for that episode we had to build a custom Fox McCloud. And so some people on the video commented they wanted to see how to build Fox, so I figured I'd do a quick video on Fox, Ness, and Samus, who all show up in that video. Starting off, you're going to get some of these 1x1 plates with the teeth on them, so 2 of those in white. Then some white 1x1 round plates. Stack those up like that for his boots. Then for his pants, we're going to switch to green rounds. Connect it all with a 1x2 green plate. You could also theoretically do some green short legs and then white plates underneath, but I thought this captured his look of boots and pants. Boots and pants and boots and pants pretty well. For the torso, you want a green torso, ideally something with like a black belt, because Fox does have a black belt. I'm using this old Forest Man torso, but you know, a plain green torso could work pretty well. Also, you want white arms, because he's kind of got his white sleeves sticking out, and black gloves, hard to see against the black background, but those are indeed black hands. So that's Fox's body. So the head mask that looks like a fox and the fox tail both come from this one Legend of Chima set that featured the character Ferdy the Fox. So there's a link in the description for where you can buy Ferdy the Fox on Bricklink. It wasn't a very common set, so these are pretty rare, but they work great for anthropomorphic foxes, be they from Star Fox or Five Nights at Freddy's. So snap them up while they still are around. But anyway, the tail piece goes over the neck. If you can't get a hold of one of those, you could use a neck bracket and build something, or you could use one of these newer style tail pieces that go over legs. This is a unicorn tail that's purple, but you could paint that, put that over the legs there. For the head inside the mask, I actually used this Chima Ice Bear head. I thought it looked better with these blue eyes looking out, kind of like giant white with blue, as opposed to the actual Ferdy Fox face, which I thought was too creepy. That one. Bye. The other thing I did is I took a red bandana and I filed off the piece on the back, so it's got flat as opposed to those 2 little bits that come out there normally. That was so I could put it on top of the tail, because otherwise it would have pieces going down. And when you do this, then it's really hard to connect the head because there's not really much neck left to connect, but you can squeeze it on and it's got a little bit of clutch. So the result is that Fox is pretty tall and that his head does have a tendency to fly off. So the result is that Fox is pretty tall, but overall it looks good. Other details you could add on if you're really looking to customize this. You could paint a white streak down the middle of his head. He's got white up there. You could also try to put his headset that goes on the back of his head. It's gray. Again, you'd probably want to just paint or use putty for something like that, but I try not to overdo it with customization when it comes to minifigs. Okay, now let's look at Ness from Earthbound. Earthbound is an amazing game. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. It's got a great sense of humor and just, it's a fun, wacky game. So Ness is a kid, so he's got short legs. To kind of represent what he looks like in the game, we're doing red 1x1 plates for shoes, then tan circle plates for his exposed legs, and then blue 1x2 for his shorts. I found this pirate torso, which works pretty well. Ness has a shirt with yellow and blue stripes, so this old blue stripy thing works pretty well. It's supposed to be on, you know, somebody who's yellow, and that's their skin showing through, but for Ness I did this flesh color, so that contrasts and makes the yellow look more like yellow, if that makes sense. So I'll put a link in the description to this torso, and then again using flesh arms and hands. Ness has a pretty nondescript face, so I just did a simple light flesh smiley. So that works. And for his baseball cap, just using a regular old style baseball cap in red. You could paint the brim blue if you really want to go for the full-on Ness effect. But that was a little bit further than I was willing to go. The red cap alone works pretty well though. And of course you want to give him a baseball bat because that is his signature weapon. Last but not least, let's talk about Zero Suit Samus. So I am currently playing through Super Metroid on my SNES Classic. It's a great game, I love it. I really want to do at some point a full Lego Samus, you know, in like her various suit with orange and the big shoulders, you know, kind of classic Samus. But for Brickverse, I wanted to get Samus in there quickly, so I did Zero Suit Samus because that's much easier to do. Way I did it for Brickverse is I just literally grabbed one of the ADU suits from Alien Conquest, I believe it was called. So these were the people who defended from aliens. It's a dark azure with dark blue highlights, which is exactly the color scheme of Samus's Zero Suit. So literally just that, and then turning the hands from flesh to blue, I think works pretty well. It's a pretty good stand-in. You could technically, if you wanted to, change out the waist from dark gray to another color, be it azure or blue, dark blue even. That's a pretty good stand-in. If you don't have that, want to just kind of assemble it from other pieces, here's a way you could do it. So I'm using dark azure for the hips here, and then regular blue for the legs, though you could go dark blue, but I felt regular blue worked. I stole this dark azure torso from Steve from Minecraft. Works well with the little neck hole there. Then I put on some blue arms and I stole these dark azure hands from Yondu. Sorry, Yondu. So yeah, so that kind of works with how she's got different areas that are darker or lighter on the suit, representing that. Head, just look for a basic light flesh head. You could go yellow as well if you want to do that, but I think the light flesh looks pretty good. I think this might be Leia's head from Star Wars, like an old Star Wars set. No, it's a pretty generic female face. I think this new style ponytail is the best look for her. I think that kind of looks like exactly the length of her hair from the game. You could also go for this genie ponytail, but I feel like, well, the length is right, the way it falls is not quite right. Looks more like I Dream of Jeannie than Samus. So this I felt more like Samus, just because it's a little less perfect looking, if that makes sense. I mean, she's a bounty hunter on an alien world. She doesn't have time for like perfect hair. And then this gun from the Alien Defense Unit, I think, works well for her little mini blaster that she has when she's in Zero Suit form. Hey, you two, what you doing? You two don't really talk very much, do you? Are you playing Spaceball? Pew pew, bat. Pew pew, bat. I think you're playing Spaceball. Can I play? Pew pew, ow! Bat. Pew pew. Bat. And here's a brief look at them with some of my other custom Nintendo figures that I've made. Mario and Luigi, Link, Saria, and Tingle. I don't know if I've ever showed Saria before. She's pretty straightforward. I just got her hair from a vendor, so it's not an official Lego product. But I saw green hair like that, and I was like, oh, I need to make Saria. I'm probably mispronounced her name. Saria? Thanks for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Brick 101, and check out my other how to build video game character videos. And have a nice day.